Hey guys, welcome back to class. Let's go ahead, let's bow in, straight up, kunye. All right, so we're gonna start by just warming up. We're gonna do some jumping jacks, so get ready, and go. Run it. I'm not gonna count, let's just do quite a few. We're gonna start getting the blood flowing. Keep going, keep going. I'm gonna do something real fast. Keep doing your jumping jacks. I forgot to turn on the lights so you could see me. Don't want to make that mistake. All right, from here, while we're still doing our jumping jacks, we're going to put our hands on our hips, and we're going to start doing leg crosses, just like this. So we're going to alternate which leg's in front each time. So one leg goes in front, other leg in front. One in front, other one. Keep bouncing. Keep moving. All right, from here what we're going to do, we're going to bring a knee up towards the inside, and we're going to raise it all the way towards the outside. Then we're going to do the other side, towards the inside, open up, open up, open up. You can have your leg extended like this, or you can bring it just with the knee and have the foot and leg pointed down. It's completely up to you. All right, now we're going to do some trunk twists. Now when you do these, I want you to turn your hips as well. All right, now we're going to do what's called a socket stretch. So you should know socket stretch from here. If you followed along with the other YouTube live classes so far, we tend to do this each time. We're going to be stretching right on the inside of the leg on our hip adductor muscles. So the muscles that bring our legs together, we're trying to stretch that. This will help with our splits a whole bunch. So you should be feeling it on the inside, not on the top, on the inside. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Make sure that your heel is down, and we want our hips pointed off to the side. So instead of hips squared like this, I want my hips here. So one side is pointed that way, one side is pointed that way, my chest is pointed towards the center. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate our back foot. So now my heel is pointed up, and see how now my hips are off to this side? Instead of here like they were before, they're here. I'm stretching the top of my leg at the hip flexor muscles. So the muscles right here on the top of our leg, they connect right up to our hip. And if you're losing your balance, you can go ahead and set a hand down while you do this. If you're flexible, you can put your hand on your knee and you can push it back. It's all going to be dependent on your level of flexibility. Now we're going to do the same thing off to the other side. So we're stretching this top part right here. We have our heel up as we're doing this. Hips are squared, they're pointed off to the sides this way. Again, if you're losing your balance, go ahead and put your hand down. If not, stay up. Now we're going to drop down onto one of our feet, and we're going to stretch our hamstrings. Now when you're doing this, I want you to try, you can put just the ball of your foot on the ground, or you can put your entire foot on the ground. Either one is fine. We're focusing more on this. Make sure you keep your knee straight and locked out, and then bring your chest to your knee. Make sure that knee is locked out though. You can try reaching for your toes if you'd like, or you can finger walk up. Try to get a little bit more stretch, but you should be feeling the stretch in your hamstrings, and you might get a little bit of stretch right behind your knee as well, depending on what's the most flexible and what's not. Now we're going to go ahead and switch to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. So I'm keeping this knee locked out. You can be either flat-footed or on the ball of the foot. Either way is fine. And we're stretching our hamstrings and possibly a little bit behind the knee. From here, I want you to go ahead and just slide into the splits. So I'm doing the side split right now. So I've got one foot, toes pointed up. My other foot is down, so my toes are pointed off to the side. Now I'm going to go all the way to the other side here and sink down as far as I can. Now we're going to come up a little bit, go back towards the front, and now with this one I want your toes to be pointed up. So try to point your toes up on both your feet, up to the sky. Take a few deep breaths, and relax in this position. And then come up, and we're going to do hip twists. All right, so we're going to do a footwork drill real fast. So it's going to be for our hop step footwork. Maybe you've done hop step footwork before, maybe you haven't. It's often referred to as a skip, so you'll hear me say hop step or skip. It's the same thing. When we're doing this, I'm going to illustrate it from the side. One of the biggest mistakes that I see everyone make is they take this step with this front foot first, and then they follow up and do the hop step motion. We don't want to take this step first when we're doing hop step. We're going to bring our back foot up to our other foot, and then bring that foot forward. If we're going back, we're going to bring our front foot to our back foot and move forward. Now, that's the way that it's going to move. Whenever you're actually doing this, you're going to get more distance than just this. I'm going to actually try to get my back foot past my front foot. So if you see, my foot is on this tape right here. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but you can see the center in between those two pads. That's where my foot is. This back foot is going to land past that foot. So that's where my foot was. That's where this one's landing. So I'm gaining more distance than just this. But if this is how you need to learn it at first so that you're not telegraphing, so you're not taking that step first, then go ahead and do it this way. So I'm going to count Hana and Dole. Hana is going to be moving forward. Dole is going to be moving backwards. We're just going to do our hop step. And I want you to try to cover a little bit of more distance than just this. But I want you making sure that you're not stepping forward first and then doing your hop step. Ready? Hana. Dole. Hana. Dole. Hana. Try not to jump high off the ground. Dole. We're staying low, close to the ground. Hana. Don't telegraph by stepping back first either. Dole. Bounce a little bit. Hana. Dole. Hana. Dole. Hana. Dole. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing with our other foot in front. So if you just had your right foot in front, go ahead and put your left foot in front, or vice versa. So we're going to do the same thing. Hana is going to be going forward. Dole is going to be moving backwards. Hana. Dole. Hana. Dole. Hana. Dole. Hana. Dole. Hana. Dole. Hana. Dole. And one more. Hana. Dole. So that's our hop step footwork. So that's great for either closing the distance or creating distance, whichever one you want. But it's for monitoring our distance whenever we're doing our footwork. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a hop step front kick. Hop step front kick. So a hop step front kick is like doing a front kick with our front leg, except for now we're adding this hop step footwork in. So from the side it's going to look like this. My back foot is going to come up to my front foot, and I'm going to kick, just like that. And I'm just going to skip back and we're going to do it again. So again, I'm still trying to close the distance with this. So if I start further away, I can, boom, front kick. I land with it in front, and then I'm going to hop step back. And I'm going to do the same thing again. So we're going to do our hop step front kick. Ready? And skip back. and back. Sit. Back. Good. Yes. Yes. This is good. Get over. Up. Take a breath in and out. Now we're going to do the same thing with our other leg in front. So I just did my right leg in front. Now I'm going to have my left leg in front. But it's going to be the same thing. So back foot comes up, front foot raises up, kick, sets down, skip back. Ready? And here. 3. Set. Make sure you're breathing out as you're doing your kick. Good. Yes. Upper body is relaxed. Yes. This is good. Get over. Take a breath in and out. All right, so continuing with the pattern, we're going to do hop, step, roundhouse kick. So same things apply. Back foot moves up first. I'm not moving my front foot first and then my back foot. I'm moving my back foot first. Now I want to show you something real fast. As I'm moving with this, first thing I'm really going to be doing is I'm going to be throwing my body weight towards my front leg and past my front leg. So instead of me keeping my weight back here and then stepping forward and then my weight's back, in order to get that movement forward, I'm actually going to be shifting my weight and throwing my hips and weight forward past this front leg, which is going to allow this one to come up and past where it was starting at. If I don't throw my hips and my weight forward, I'm not going to be able to get that distance. But again, we're going to do hop, step, roundhouse. So I'm going to hop, step, raise the knee up. I'm going to kick, roundhouse kick. Remember, this is going sideways. I want my head, hip, and my foot all in one straight line. This is an L shape. See how I'm bent? I want it in a straight line, rechamber, and set it back down in front. And we're going to skip back. Ready? Hop, step, roundhouse. And skip back. 3. Set. Net. Upper body's relaxed. Yes. Yes. Is it good? Get over. Take a breath in and out. Now we're going to do the same thing, other leg. So, switch legs, get ready, and out. 3. Set. Good. Yes. Yes. Is it good? Get over. Take a breath in and out. Breathe in and out. All right, so the next one we're going to do is going to be our hop, step, side kick. So hopefully you have your side kick down pretty well. If you don't, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mention some of the things. So whenever we're doing our hop, step, side kick, the same things apply. The hop, step, footwork, boom, I get here. So now, as this foot goes in and replaces this one, this knee comes up. Watch how the knee comes up though. the knee comes up and forward. Now you see how I'm creating an L shape with my head, my hip, and my knee? I want this. I do not want this where my knee is pointed forward at whatever I'm kicking. I want you to imagine if I'm standing, I'm looking directly 90 degrees to my camera. So I have what's called a side line. So imagine there's a line on the side of my body. As I bring my knee up for the side kick, I want my heel either on that line or in front of that line. I do not want my heel behind this side line right here. That's going to make it for a roundhouse kick instead of a side kick. I want it in front so that I can thrust it out for a side kick. So make sure as you're chambering for this, the knee comes up and you create this L shape. You point your heel at your target and then extend using your quads and your glutes. All right, hop, step, side kick. Ready? And in. Dull. Set. Ned. Does. Yes. Is good. Hello. Uh-huh. Good. Take a breath in. Finish up your 10 if you haven't finished already. Now we're going to do the same thing on our other leg. So switch your feet. Again, making sure that as we bring that knee up, we create this L shape with our heel in front of that sideline. Other side. Ready? And in. 3. Set. Set. Yes. Yes. Is good. Get over. Uh-huh. Good. Take a breath in and out. Breathe in and out. Finish up your 10 if you haven't already. In and out. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do our hook. So our hook punch is commonly referred to, so you know it's a punch. We're going to start off this in our fighting stance, not in our sparring stance. So sparring stance looks like this. I'm much more sideways. My chest is pointed off to the side. You saw me just doing stuff from my sparring stance. Now I'm going to be in my fighting stance. See how you can see both my feet? See how one of my back foot is basically covered by my front foot if you're looking directly at me. In a fighting stance, we're going to be here. You can see both my feet. You can see both my hips. My belt is pointed forward. And my hands are going to be higher up. Instead of around here, like in our Taekwondo sparring stance, fighting stance is going to be up here. So we're going to do a lead hand hook. A lead hand hook, that's the most common side that you do a hook from, is going to be the lead. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on basically the chambering motion first. So when you chamber for a hook, chances are it's from another punch. But right now we're not going to worry about that other punch. We're just going to get to the chamber. Just know that you probably aren't going to do a hook out of nowhere. You're going to chamber it, usually jab, cross, and then that hook is ready to be thrown. So we're going to focus on this first. So I'm going to sink down a little bit as I twist and cock my hips. Since this is my front hand, this is going to be the hand that's going to be punching with the hook. So I'm going to drop my weight slightly, and now I'm going to turn the knot in my belt so it faces 45 degrees towards my left. Since my left hand's in the lead, I'm going to face it 45 degrees towards my left as I bring my left shoulder back. Now my right shoulder is facing forward. My hands are still up. Notice how this knot is there. I didn't lean to the side, and I'm not dropping my hand. My hand's staying next to my face in this fighting stance. Boom. It hasn't moved any. I'm just moving my hips now and turning. So we're going to do just that. We're going to drop down. We're going to point our back shoulder or our right shoulder if you have a left foot lead to the front. Bring your lead shoulder to the rear as you point the knot of your belt 45 degrees towards the lead side. Ready? Hana. Hand does not move. It stays in the same spot. Doi. Set. My weight's not going over, it's just dropping down. Net. Dasot. Yasot. Is good. Yero. Aho. Yoi. Now we're going to go ahead and switch sides, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to turn the knot in our belt 45 degrees off to the other side. So now it's my right side. As I drop down, my knees bend, and my left shoulder is going to go forward. This is basically like I just did a cross, except for I'm dropping down a little bit. Here, boom. So, ready? Hands stay in the same spot. Hana. Doi. Set. Net. Dasot. Yasot. I'm twisting and dropping. Is good. Yero. Aho. Yoi. All right, let's go ahead and switch back to the first side. So now we're going to finish the punch. So we drop down. I turned. This is my chambered position. My hand is still here. I did not drop it. That's one of the most common mistakes I see is people start throwing this arm way out here. It's coming from the face. It comes forward as I unchamber. Notice, watch the knot in my belt. Boom. It ends facing off towards the rear side as I do this hook. So I'm here again. I drop down. I extend my fist forward and then rip it across. Now, if you watch my front foot, boom, I'm going onto the heel. My knee is pointed that direction. It's not pointed towards the front anymore. So I want you to be aware of these things. This is how you're going to get the power into that punch because you're, boom, using your entire body, pressing through the ground, turning your hip, attaching your hip and everything into this one punch as you rip through. As soon as you pass the center line, when you come back, you just drop your heel down and then drop your elbow. And it's going to return you right back to this fighting stance. Ready? Hana. Drop one way, turn, back, 3, back, sit, back, good, yasod, yasod, is good, yero, aho. Yoi. Now we're going to do the same thing, other side. So we're going to drop, twist, turn the belt. Now watch, if I do this off to the angle, I'm not going to drop here. See how my head went past my knee? I don't want that. My head is still over my hips. It's not leaning forward. I'm not going to lean forward as you do this. Make sure your head, we drop and we twist, but my head isn't leaning forward. I'm not leaning any. All right, other side, ready? Hana. Chamber, hook. 3. It stays next to my face and then it comes out. Boom. Set. Net. Yes. Yes. Good. Hello. Aho. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and mention this real fast. It does not matter if your palm is facing down or if your palm is facing in towards you. Common debate. Boxers tend to do it this way, palm down. A lot of Muay Thai guys tend to do it this way, palm in. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. The biggest thing that matters with this is that when you're making contact, you have a straight wrist. So if I'm here and I'm looking at this side, my wrist is not like this. It's not like this. My wrist is straight. Like if I imagine I had a metal bar right here, boom, it'd be straight. It's not bent. So whenever I'm doing this hook and I'm hitting something, I'm making contact. I don't want to make contact in this motion where my wrist is caused to bend. We want to make sure that it's completely straight as you do this. All right, so that was our hook or your hook punch. I just say hook, but some people like to add the punch in at the end. So the next thing we're going to cover is going to be our back kick. So our back kick is a very strong kick. you've ever seen it done in the UFC, if you see it land, it will almost always end the fight. It is very easy to break somebody's ribs with a back kick. It is a super powerful kick. Just be aware of that. Don't hurt anybody when you're actually doing this. If you're sparring, just be aware. So we're going to go back into our sparring stance. So remember, our sparring stance, my heels are in a straight line. My belt is facing off to the side. Fighting stance, sparring stance. So now we're going to break this down into 3 counts. The first count is going to be with my feet. So I want you to look at my feet. I'm going to be angling this way. So 1, both of my heels, both of them, turn and face my target. 2, I'm going to look over the shoulder of my rear leg. So my rear leg's my right leg, this one right here. Turn, I'm going to look over my right shoulder. I see my target. And 3, I'm going to kick a donkey kick, kicking straight back. And now, when you do this, I want you to step your feet together. So if I was kicking at you, boom, see how you can see my back? And then I step my feet back together, and then I'm going to step back into the sparring stance. So I'm not going to do this where I spin all the way around. A lot of people end up doing a spinning side kick when they do it that way. So we're going to work on just the mechanic of it. So I'm here. 1, both my heels turn, face my target. 2, I look over my shoulder and I see my target. But notice how my back is exposed, not my side. I'm not going to have, so this shoulder points at it. My shoulders are pointed off to the side. I look over my shoulder, I see it. I donkey kick. When I donkey kick, my toes are pointed down and my knee is pointed down. My heel is pointed up. I'm going to bring it back here and step back, right back into our sparring stance. Ready? 1, turn the heels. 2, look. 3, kick. Set it down and back. Make sure your shoulders are pointed off to the sides when you're doing this. This is a back kick, not a spinning side kick. 1, 2, 3. Again, my hips are pointed to the side. The knot in my belt is pointed completely away from my target. This is not completely away from my target. The knot in my belt now is pointed off to the side. Now it's pointed away. That's going to be another big indicator whether it's a back kick or a side kick. 1, 2, 3, and go back. 1, heels. 2, look. 3, kick. Back. 1, heels. 2, look. 3, kick. Back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm kicking straight back. I'm using mostly glutes. The way you can think about this too is your heel goes to your butt first, and then it extends out. All right? Sometimes I see people when they do this, they will raise their knee up in front of them and then kick back, but they don't drop their upper body very much, so they end up kicking down low, kind of like this. And that's because they raise their knee first. The knee doesn't raise. So when I'm here, I turn, I'm looking. I'm not going to raise this knee first and then kick. I'm going to bring the heel to my butt and then kick out, just like this. See how the knot is facing that way? One more time on this side, then we're going to switch. Ready? 1, heels. 2, look. 3, kick. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So put your other foot in front. 1, 2, look. 3, kick. Bring it back. Now try to kick above the belt level when you're doing this. 1, 2, 3. Back. 1, 2, 3. Back. 1, heels. 2, look. 3, kick. 1, 2, 3. Bring it back. Go back into your sparring stance. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. And last one. 1, heels turn. 2, look over your shoulder. 3, kick. Again, hips, shoulders, all pointed off to the sides, not at my target. That's going to make it into a spinning side kick. So why do we do a back kick over a spinning side kick? Why? Do you have an answer for me? No? Okay, well, I'll tell you. So when we're doing a back kick, one, it's faster because it's shorter. It's just boom, straight to it. I don't have to spin all the way around in order to do this. Two, we tend to do back kicks when we know what our opponent is about to do. So we don't just throw a back kick out of nowhere. I'm not just going to step up and throw a back kick. I can do that, yes. But back kicks are great counter kicks. So maybe my opponent is coming with a hop step roundhouse kick. Or maybe we're in an open stance and he's coming with a rear leg roundhouse kick. Either of those are cues to me that I can do a back kick really easily and land it. Another thing is my main open target. So when I'm in my Taekwondo sparring stance, we're Taekwondo sparring now, this side's covered by this front elbow. This is covered more back here. This is my open side. This is where it's open. So here's open, and then obviously the head, don't get kicked in the head. We turn, boom, I've got my chest facing away, so the big open part is hidden. Both of my elbows are covering the side. You cannot score to the back, and then as I lean my head away, my head is also not getting close. But if I was to turn here, and my opponent slightly got offline, open side, it's really open. Bam, they can kick it, they can score. So there's a few reasons why I would do a back kick over a spinning side kick. Not saying that it's, massively better. It's a different kick though, so I need you to be able to differentiate between the two. And then one, I think it's a little bit more powerful personally. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to add a roundhouse kick, then we're gonna follow it with a back kick. So I'm gonna stand here, rear leg, roundhouse kick. I'm gonna set it down in front. 1, I turn, 2, I look, 3, I kick, boom. I'm going to set it down. Then I'm going to step back. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my other leg. So you might have to step back and then skip back. We're going to roundhouse kick, set it down. Now notice how when I set my roundhouse kick down, look at where my foot is. It's already, if I face this way, I'm going to kick and I'm going to land it slightly past. So see how you can see my back foot already? This is one where I'm following up with a back kick. So now I turn, and now it's easy for me to just go in that straight line and kick that back kick. So I'm setting up for the back kick with my roundhouse kick. I'm not going to kick here and then set my foot down over here where I can't do a back kick that way because if I twist here, no, that doesn't work, right? So we're going to kick, we're going to go past the center line, turn, back kick, just like that. All right, ready? We're going to be alternating sides each time. Alternating sides each time. So start with whatever leg you want in the rear. Ready? Roundhouse, drop it down slightly past the center line, look over your shoulder, back kick. Step back, skip back. Other side now. Roundhouse, slightly past, look over the shoulder, back kick. Bring it back, skip back. Set, round, drop it down, look over the shoulder, back kick, bring it back, skip back. Net, round, back kick, bring it back, skip back. This one, round, back kick, bring it back, skip back. Yes, round, back, bring it back, skip back. I forgot what number I was on. It'll go, yeah. Round, past that center line, look over the shoulder, back kick, bring it back, skip back. Go. Uh-huh. Take a breath in and out. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, we're going to do this combination one more time. We're going to try to get a little bit more fluid with it. I know I started speeding it up a little bit at the end, and that's what I want you to try to do. I want you to try to speed it up a little bit, really merge them together instead of thinking 1, 1, 2, 3, and going through the whole process. I want you to try to go a little bit more together, bam, boom. So try to flow them together more. Instead of breaking them down into 2 separate kicks, imagine it's just one combination, one kick. All right? So, same thing, a little bit more fluid. Ready? Kick round, kick back. Go back, skip back. Round, back. Make sure you can see your target. Kick at something, even if you're kicking at me. Set. Good. Yes. Yes. Very good. Go. Uh-huh. And take a breath in. Go ahead and finish up those 10 if you're not done already. I know I picked up the pace a little bit, but that's fine. I know you can do it. Take a breath in and out. Breath in and out. All right. The next thing we're going to do is going to be our last thing for today. We're going to do some conditioning. So today we're going to do balancing slow side kicks. What is a balancing slow side kick? I think I just said what it is. It's balancing and doing a side kick slow. So we're just going to be doing it basically a front leg side kick while balancing, but we're going to do 10 of them without setting our foot down in between. So remember, as we do this, our chambered position is here, creating this L shape, and I want you to go from this position and try to go into this position and hold it with your heel out instead of down. You don't have to kick super high right now. It's probably going to be pretty hard. If you're balancing yourself, might be a little bit difficult, so it's fine if you're not going super high, but try to keep your balance. Try not to drop the leg to an easy position. Like for me, if I was doing this, this is easy for me. Now if I'm holding it up here, I start to feel the tension. That's what I want. I want you to hold it at the highest point that you can. Don't cheat yourself. This is all that this is doing is this helps for your balance a little bit, but this isn't going to actually strengthen the muscles. That's not a good conditioning drill. So we want to have it as high as that we can possibly hold it while keeping our balance. Ready? Bring your knee up and go. 1 and bring it back. 3. Set. Good. You should be using your quads and your glutes. Yes. Yes. Good. Yero. Aho. Here. And we're going to set it down. And we're going to do the same thing on our other leg. So we're going to balance, creating that L shape, chambering, pointing your heel out, and when I catch my balance, we'll go. 2. Set. Good. Yes. Yes. Very good. Get off. Aho. You. And bring back and set it down. So, balance could be the hard part for you. Holding the leg up could be hard for you. All of it could be. That's fine. We're going to work on it. But this is a great drill. Just make sure we're doing it right. So, this would be doing it wrong. See how the motion is mostly happening from me using my quad muscles right here to extend at the knee. I want to bring it here, and I want to use my glutes to extend at the hip like this, boom, and at the same time I'm using my quads to extend at the knee. So I'm using both joints at the same time instead of just one like this. That's only using one joint and one group of muscles. All right, so we're going to do set number 2 now. Bring your knee up and go. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Take a breath in and out. All right. Maybe if you're practicing on mats too, it might be a little bit difficult. These mats are they're very squishy, so it makes my balance pretty difficult, especially since it's hot in here. And when it warms up, these mats get even more squishy. All right. Ready? If this is too easy for you though, you can do something to make it harder. Maybe you have a balance ball or a half balance ball or a half foam roller or foam pad or something you can stand on to make it more difficult for you. If this is too easy, challenge yourself. Add something to make your balance more difficult. It'll only help you. All right, other side. Raise up. Go. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Take a breath in and out. So, I don't know if you're focusing on yourself or if you're looking at me. If you're looking at me, you might have noticed that I did a few different kicks at a few different directions. That's going to be another progression that you can do. If this is too easy for you, you can kick one way, other way, and you can rotate around as you do this. That is one of the requirements for black belt, is to be able to do kicks like that, circling all the way around without putting the foot down. So would be in your benefit to be able to practice doing that some. If you're at that point, if you can barely hold your balance though, don't worry about it. You'll get there. Like I said, that's for black belt. It takes a while. All right, we're on set number 3 now, right? Raise up and go. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Take a breath in and out. And we got one more side, my bad side, probably yours too, because everyone likes to start off with their good side first. So, get ready, raise the knee up, and go. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Take a breath in and out. Breathe in and out. One more, in and out. All right. So let's go ahead and let's stretch our hip abductors, the ones that raise outwards. We're going to turn one of our feet so it's facing in towards our other foot. Now I'm going to push my hip out of the foot that's pointed in, push it out at a 45-degree angle, open it up to a 90. You should be feeling the stretch right here. I know it looks a little weird, but it's a pretty good stretch, as long as you're doing it right. All right, now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Turn, foot in, hip out at 45, turn it to 90. Should be feeling it right here on this outside. All right, now we're going to drop our knee down, our back knee, and we're going to do kind of like a lunging hip stretch, but from the knee down. Now I want the top part of your knee to be what's on the ground, not the bottom of your kneecap or right below your kneecap, more the top part. Here, boom. Try imagining pushing your hips down at a 45-degree angle. This way, not this way, this way. Kind of towards your heel of the front foot. All right, now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Drop this knee down. Boom. I'm pushing my hips in towards this knee. Should be feeling it right here on the top of our leg and our hip flexors. Now from here, what I want you to do is I want you to put down the hand that's on the open side. So if you have your left foot in front, I want you to put your right hand down in front. If you have your right foot in front, I want your left hand down. Now with your other hand, I want you to grab your toes just like this, pull them in towards you. You should be feeling a stretch right here on your quads of your back leg. So it should be slightly lower than the feeling that you just had when we were doing a hip flexor stretch. All right, now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to drop that knee down. I've got my right foot in front. That means my left hand goes down. My other hand reaches, and I grab my toes, and I bring it in towards my glutes. Feel the stretch right in your quads. And we're going to stand up. We're going to do what I call the squatting splits. So I want you to try to point your toes almost 180 degrees apart. Start sitting down. And now I want you to put your forearms on the inside of your knees and press out open. Now relax your body weight down. Let gravity pull you down as you relax. Take a few deep breaths and out. Breathe in. And out, and out, in, out. Now I want you to put one palm on that knee and push that knee that you have the palm on outwards, using your other forearm to ensure that this knee does not come in and keeps your knees further apart so you feel the stretch on the inside of, right near your groin. And switch sides. All right, now we're going to do some modified hip twists. So it's just going to be switching. I have both my heels pointed one way, both my heels pointed the other way. The knot in my belt goes from one side to the other side, just like this. Both my heels one way, then the other way. All right, chair up, bow. Continue. And great job on that class, you guys. So now I'm going to see if we had any comments. We have some, but let's see if there are any questions. What color belt level am I teaching now? So this is kind of the orange belt material as far as the back kick goes and some of the hop step stuff. What do you do if a ghost is trying to hit you? That's an easy one. You call the Ghostbusters. I mean, everyone knows that. All right, does anybody have any questions? Are you in black belt? Not sure what you mean by that. I am a black belt. This was not a black belt level class, though. This was about a orange belt level class, if that's what you're asking. Do we have any other questions? All right, I don't think there's any more questions, guys. So y'all have a good day and stay safe.